Mark had always laughed at ghost stories. Horror movies were jokes to him. Urban legends, even worse. He never believed in anything supernatural. He was logical, skeptical, certain. But that night, certainty shattered. It started at 3:07 a.m. His phone lit up with an unknown number. He froze. It rang again, low, distorted, almost like it came from beneath the floor. Something unnatural. He hesitated, then answered. "Mark, you shouldn't be awake," a voice whispered. It sounded like him. Twisted, warped, mocking. "Who is this?" he asked, voice shaking. Silence. Then a scraping sound. Fingernails on glass. It wasn't coming from the phone. It was inside his apartment. His apartment. The shadows in the corners stretched. Twisted. Shapes that shouldn't exist. He tried to convince himself it was imagination. Energy drinks. Tiredness. But the lights flickered. 3 deliberate flashes. Warning. He stepped back. The doorbell rang. 3 slow rings. Echoing. He peeked through the peephole. Nothing. But a whisper floated from the keyhole. "You can't hide." Panic clawed at him. He tried to breathe. The phone rang again. "Same. Number." "I'm inside," the voice said. Footsteps echoed. He lived alone. The temperature dropped. His breath fogged. Shadows began moving. Slowly. Purposefully. Creeping along walls. Pooling in corners. Shapes of faces stared. Distorted. Hollow eyes. Mouths twisted. He tried to scream. No sound came. Then he saw Italiano reflected in the window. A figure. Pale. Hollow eyes. Mouth twisted into a horrible smile. Espunara on nothing. The footsteps continued. Louder. Closer. Mocking. The phone rang. Hesitation. "You should have answered." Now it's too late. Darkness swallowed him. Complete black. He felt icy fingers around his ankle, dragging him. He kicked, fought, screamed inside. Shadows closed in. Shapes pressed against him. The walls felt alive. The air thickened. Cold seeped into his bones. He tripped, fell. The figure hovered above him. It didn't speak, just watched. Its eyes pierced his soul. His chest tightened, heart racing. He couldn't breathe. The phone rang again. He didn't pick up. A whisper from the dark. "Mark, don't run." He tried to move. Legs felt heavy. Shadows moved faster, twisting, turning. Shapes of people he knew. Distorted. Hollow-eyed. Mocking. He crawled. Trade two-eyed, but the apartment had no corners left. The shadows were everywhere. Pressing. Breathing. Alive. He reached the bedroom. Door locked. Windows locked. Every exit gone. The lights flickered again. The figure appeared, standing at the far wall. Silent, pale, hollow eyes, mouth twisted. Closer now. Steps soft, but heavy. He ran to the bathroom. Locked himself in, heart hammering. The shadows followed. They seeped through the cracks, pooling under the door. Fingers of darkness stretching. He screamed. Still no sound. The phone on the counter rang. Same number. Ignored. Italiano. Whisper from the shadows. You can't hide. Panic consumed him. Sweat poured. Breath ragged. Every instinct screamed to run. But where? The apartment was a trap. The walls seemed to shift. The shadows moved with him, always just behind. Cold fingers grazed his skin. He stumbled, fell into the tub. Darkness pressed down. The figure appeared above. He dared a glance. Hollow eyes, staring, mouth twisted in a smile that didn't belong. The phone rang again, vibrating on the floor. The figure leaned closer, cold air on his neck. Whisper. Answer it. Mark. His hands shook. He didn't want to. But fear made him pick it up. Voice from the other end. His own. Twisted. Distorted. Welcome. 23:07 a.m. The shadows surged. Walls shook. Light flickered violently. He screamed. Still nothing. The figure reached. His skin crawled. Fingers icy, pulling him up. The apartment seemed endless. Each step forward felt like hours. The figure always ahead. The shadows closed in. The air thick. He gasped. Tried to run. Feet felt like lead. The phone vibrated in his hand. Another message. It's too late. A window shattered. Cold wind slammed against him. Shadows surged like liquid. The figure's eyes glowed. Pale. Hollow. Mouth twisted. The whispers became a chorus. Names called. Distorted voices. Familiar voices. His own voice echoed. Panic consumed him. The shadows formed walls. Hallways twisted. He ran blindly. Stumbled. Fell. Fingers gripped his arms. Legs, dragging him down. He clawed at the floor, tried to pull free. Impossible. The figure loomed above, silent, watching, waiting. Breath fogged the air. Temperature dropped. Cold seeped through every inch. He screamed internally. Fought. Tried to escape. The apartment seemed infinite. Shadows moved with him. The phone vibrated. Another message. Thanks for the call. 3:07 a.m. will be waiting. Then silence. Absolute black. Nothing moved. No sound. He tried to breathe, heart racing, chest tight, eyes wide. The apartment empty. No figure. No shadows. Only the phone on the counter. Screen cracked, glowing. The message still there. Mark was gone. Weeks passed. Rumors spread. Footsteps in empty halls. Shadows moving alone. Names whispered. The building seemed alive. People reported their voices echoed at night. Distorted. Twisted. Hollow. Shadows in windows. Figures watching silently. The terror wasn't outside. It was inside. Always. Waiting. The call would come. The shadows would move. The voice would whisper your name. You would hear it. Distorted. Familiar. Terrifyingly real. And if you answered, it would say what it said to Mark. You shouldn't be awake. 3:07 a.m. was no longer a time. It was a presence. A curse. A doorway. Waiting. Patient. Silent. Watching. Always. Some said it could never be escaped. The shadows, the voices, the cold, they followed, always waiting for the next person foolish enough to be awake, for the next call, for the next whisper, for the next 3:07 a.m. Fear growing with every second, every heartbeat, every creak of a floorboard, every flicker of a light. The legend of Mark spread online. posted it as a scary story, but some reported hearing their own voice on the phone. Distorted, hollow, and the shadows, they moved. Always waiting. Patient. Always at 3:07 a.m. Always call him, and the whisper came. You shouldn't be awake. The air froze. Your heart raced. You realized then, the shadows were inside. You couldn't hide. And once the phone rang, it was too late.